All right, this is a request for Chris. Thanks for the tip, Chris. This is going to be Oh Well by Peter Green, Fleetwood Mac. So we're going to have a capo on the 2nd fret to put you in the same key as the recording. We're going to have this little riff here. Okay, so we have a little kind of a E power chord there. We're going to start out with this 0-3-0. So it's kind of like the E minor pentatonic scale in this case. So we have 0-3-0 on the big string, and then open to 2 on the 3rd string, down to the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So that's our first little maneuver there. Now we're going to go hammer on, pull off, open to open on the G, 3 to open, pull off on the D string there, and then on the little power chord there, open and 2 on the 2 big ones. Da-dum-dum. So. Okay, so real slow. Second one goes. So it has the same beginning. 0-2-2, and then 0-2 to 3 on the 2nd string. And then the ba-dum-bum. So the first 2 together are. Third one, same as the first. Fourth one. So that one went 0-2-1-3-1 down here. Pull off there, 3, and then 2 to the 2 little power chords there at the end. So. And all of this is in the tab if that helps out. So I'll do the whole intro here. We got. Okay, then we get into a new riff that's like. Okay, so that's like your 5th fret, considering the capo. We got 5 to 7. So 5, 7, hammer on. A couple more of those, kind of giving it a little vibrato. And then do one more 7 and go down to this 6 and 5 down here. So it's. Got that little chord on the bottom too. So that goes 3 times, and then the 4th time you go. So da-dum, bum, bum, ba-bum. And then we're into the next thing. And this is going to go 4 times. So it's 5, 7, 6 down here to the 7, and then another 5, 7. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Okay, now we're going to add to that riff. So it's 5, 7, 6, 7, and then 8 on the 2nd string, back to the 7 on the 3rd, and then 9 on the 2nd string, back to that 7 on the 3rd. So it's. And then we have this new riff. So we have 3 to 5 on the big one, 6 to 7 after that. Kind of quick on this 5, 6, 7 on the next string. So. So you see how we kind of got that ba ba da dum da dum bum ba da 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 ba da 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 dum. So it's 3, 5, 6, 7, and right into the 5, 6, 7 on the next one. Now 6 to 8, the 8 slides to 10, 8, 10 on the bottom here. And of course, these frets, that's really the 12, but we're considering everything starting on the 2 being like a 0 fret. So 3, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 6, 8, 10, 8, 10. Okay, so it's a bit of a tricky one. Okay, then we have some vocals, and then we're going to come in with the original riff, our first riff, and then we get back into the just 2 times though. Now the added riff. Now our riff is going to change a little bit. So we're going to have, this is really the 12, but we're going to call it the 10. So it's 10, 12, 10, 12, 13, 10, 13, 10. And the second one in the tune here, they kind of mix it up and go kind of different directions and stuff. But this kind of works for that, and for the ending it works pretty well. So okay, then they get into a groove, which is just, you can kind of just play this E5 chord, E power chord. Kind of has a groove like that. Dum da da dum dum da dum. Down down up down up up down. There's a lot of electric guitar type stuff going on, but this will get you through it. So you do like 8 of those. Kind of hit one to stop on that 9th time. Then we got more vocals. We got our original A riff again. And then we have that thing again. So that's what I'm calling parts C and D. So once again, that was da dum dum dum, da dum dum dum, da dum 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 da dum, and then we have our 4 times. Then the added riff. Then we got that riff up here. And that's the end of the song. Okay, so some of this, they're kind of varying a bit, and I'm keeping it a little bit simple, but that'll make it a little bit easier to play. So let's go through everything again. We got... And then we had... and added riff. Okay, so just take your time with these, learn them nice and slow, and then we get back to we got vocals, and then we got, so we do the whole A section again, then we do the B section twice. And then the added. Had that riff up here, 10, 12, 10, 12, 13, 10, 13, 10. And then our groove is like. Ends with so like 8 of those. And you got more part A, we got part C again. And then 4 of them this time. Added riff. All right, Oh Well by Fleetwood Mac. Tab with this. Talk to y'all soon. All right, this is Bell Bottom Blues, Eric Clapton, Derek and the Dominoes. This is by request. Thanks a lot for the request. Appreciate the PayPal tip. We're going to look at this intro here. We got... Okay, so the intro is a little bit weird here. We got... So it's kind of a slow one, but then it's quick. So it's open to 1 on the B string, quick to that D, and then open on that B note. That's kind of a little lead-in measure. So it's like... Now the next measure is going to have a quick hammer on, open to 2, and then straight down these strings here. 2nd string, 3rd, and 4th. So we got... And then we're going to switch to an E chord. That previous one was a C chord, obviously. And then we got A here. Okay, so that was like a C there. So you could do the 2s with your first finger or these other ones, whichever you want. So we got... So on that E, we just go down the strings and then back to the 3rd. And then we got the A. We're going to do the same thing, down the strings, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd, and then hit the 3rd again. And then we're going to come down here to the 3 bottom strings, O, 1, open, part of a C. And we'll go back to that G string there. Then we go to an F chord. We do the 3, 2, 1 and the 3 again. Come up to the G chord, 5, 4, 3, and the 5. So let's look at all that we got. So here we had an F. 3 strums, then to the F major 7, 3, 2, 1, open. So you go from barring those 1s down to lifting it up. So, and then G string, and we're going to hold this little chord 3, open 3 on the top 3 strings there. Okay, then we're in the verse. We got the C chord, we got 2 and E. So I hit that little C down here, 1st fret, 2nd string, and then went down the strings, and then we're going to go to an E. So straight down 3 strings and back 1. Then we got the 2 to the G string, and then C chord down here, just like we did before. And then we got F to G, and then... So that one we kind of had just 2 strums to the F major 7, G to the 303, whereas the other one kind of had 3 strums on it. Okay, then we're back through another verse. C, E, A, C down here, F to G, D, dum, da, dum. Okay, so we just did all that again. Now we have a pre-chorus. We're gonna go kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, and come to this other chord, 6, 4, and 5. And then we have this F sharp minor, 4, 2, 2, 2. And then we're gonna have dum da da dum da da. That's kind of just like the power chord, D, open and 2. Dum da da, E da da. And then we're gonna go through that again. A chord. This is part of an E chord. F sharp minor. Dun da da dun da da. So quick kind of D to E there. Then we have the chorus. Okay, so that's just A for 4. And then 2, 1, 2 open is A major 7. 2 open is A7. And then just kind of a D power chord, these top 3, open 2, 3, to an E. Okay, so we do that twice. Let's try that. 2, 3, 4. And then we have the little tag thing, once again, that was the F, twice to the F major 7, G note to the 303. Then we have another verse. Let's try that. 3 and 4 and C. E, A, to C, F, G, tag. Try it again. 3 and 4 and. Okay, then we have the pre-chorus again. We got the dum da da dum da da. And then the chorus with the 2-1, 2-0, A7, D to E, and we'll do that one again. Tag. Okay, and then a solo starts. The solo is going to be the verse again. So let's go through that. 3 and 4 and. Go through it again. 3 and 4 and. Pre-chorus. We always do these twice. Then we got our chorus. Do that twice. Tag. And then we have the last sets of verses, 3 and 4 and. Second time, 3, 4. Tag, pre-chorus, and chorus. And this time we do this 5 times. There goes the last time through. That tag. And there we go. Bell Bottom Blues by request. Eric Clapton, Derek and the Dominoes. All right, folks, this is a double Creedence Clearwater revival lesson. This is Have You Ever Seen the Rain and Midnight Special. This is by request from NPSD Terry. Thanks, bud. Appreciate you. So we're going to start out with this A minor chord. Now we're going to have a basic strum of down, up, down, up, up. Okay, so pretty common strum, but we're going to have 2 little lead-in notes. It's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and up before we get started on our main strum. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that gets us into the verse. That's our intro. So we had that real quick down up, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we start on our strum. 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 1 and. Okay, so our chords are A minor. We have that F, 3, 2, 1, 1. C, 2 open, 1 open. G opens with the 3 on the bottom, and back to C. So it's back to C for 2, and then we start the verse. Okay, so let's try that one more time. So you come in on the 4 and a 1 and 3 and. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and. G, back to C for 2. Verse C. 4 bars of C, 2 bars of G, back to C. Now we start over with the C, 4 more of these. Third one, fourth one, going to G again for 2, back to C for 2. Now we're going to F, G. Now here we go. So we have C. Take that 1 out of there. It looks like an E minor. It's kind of like a C major 7 in this context, but it's like. So you got a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So that was the A minor, 2, 2, 1 open. I pull the 2 out on the G string, so we end up with 2 open, 1 open, like a C again. So we got C, looks like E minor, A minor, looks like C, then we have the F again, G, we have that little walk down, F, G, and then C. Okay, let me start the verse again. 2, 3, 4. We got 4 bars of C, 2 bars of G, back to C, 4 more C's, third one, fourth one, G, back to C, chorus F, G, we got that little walk down, we do that twice, F, G, C. Okay, and let me do chorus again. Okay, then at the end of the song, we're going to go. Dum, 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 dee, dum. So C, 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 G, C. So 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's Have You Ever Seen the Rain? Now we're going to move on to Midnight Special. Now, Midnight Special, we have a D chord. We're going to kind of come into it. One note at a time, kind of slow like that, kind of arpeggiate that chord, and then a G. Kind of mix it up how you play that stuff, and then D again. And then we have an A, 2, 2, 2 open. Back to D. And you got your G. And then D. A. And then we have a so little bends on the 3rd fret of the D string. Little half step bends, 3 of those. Back into your D chord. Let the midnight special. So we have the same type of strum. We have a down, up, down, up, and we're gonna do 2 Gs. So 2, 3, D. A. Back to D. And this is the chorus. Midnight special G. Shine a light on me. We got our A. Now this time, A to the D. Okay, so that one has an extra A, so it's so that was 2 bars of A. So we have 2 more beats of A after that. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we have a 2 Ds and then like 2 more Ds. So it's a full bar of D, but only if you split that A in half. So it's like. Okay, then we're into a verse, G again. Back to D. A. Back to D. Repeat, G. D. A. Back to D. Back to G for your chorus. It's pretty much the same chords the whole time, verse and chorus. The only thing that's different is the chorus. The second time through, which we're heading to, you get that A. 1, 2, back to the D. Okay, then we got our verse again. And the verse is the same, the choruses are the same. There's 2 choruses after that. And then when we get to the very end of the song, let's say we do the full last chorus. We got. Back to G. So you're gonna hold an A there, and you can come back to your D. You could do a D7. You want to spice it up. End with a D or end with a D7. 0, 2, 1, 2. Give it a little bluesy edge. All right, so once again, by request, a little Creedence twofer. All right, this is Tuesdays Gone by Lynyrd Skynyrd. This is by request. Be sure to put your requests in the comments and let me know where you're watching from. That's always fun. All right, this is going to be in 12/8. We're going to start with the A chord. It's basically like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we switch chords. So those 12 beats would make one measure of 12/8. You can also kind of throw in like a down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, and then switch chords. The most important thing is just to get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So A to E, and then we have F sharp minor, 4 with 2s. time, we're gonna go D. Okay, then we'll get back in the same chords, still the intro. I'll give you like a 3 count to get us back in. 1, 2, 3. F sharp minor, D, A again, to E. Now we have a little riff here. And then we're back to the A chord. So that riff is like a D, but it's a D sus2 where you have the little string open instead of having a 2 there. We're gonna go bass and then first string, second string. We're gonna continue that as a pattern. Now in this fourth one, we'll hit the bass and we'll go 2, 3, 5, 3 on the second string, and then you'll be back into your A chord. This is a verse here. So this is the same stuff we were just doing. We're gonna have that little D riff again. Here it goes. Okay, then we're into a verse. Now this verse is gonna be the same. It's gonna have a different ending D riff. So this one is gonna go little higher notes as you go. Okay, so it's bass and then open 3, bass and 2, 3, bass and get that pinky down here, 3, 3, and then get your pinky over here. You got 5 and 3. So that last verse was 1, 2, 3. This D riff 2, the one that goes up. Okay, and then we're on. This is like somebody's doing a solo or something. This is the instrumental section, but with the verse chords. And this is gonna go back to the first D riff here, with just the open 3. Same stuff. First D riff. And whenever it does this little riff, it's always going back into a new verse. D riff 2 is the one that like takes us to other things. Riff 2 here. Now we're into the chorus. A to G, and then D. So longer on the D there, and then A. This is the Tuesday's Gone part, A to G, and then a long D again. Do that again. Now in this fourth one of the chorus, we're gonna go A to E. And then we're gonna go D riff 2. Okay, then we're in the piano solo. So let's do some playing along together. I want to make sure I do this slow enough to help you guys out. Let's do the progression at the very beginning of the song, which is A, E, F sharp minor, D, and then A, E, and D twice. Okay, I'll give you a 3 count. 1, 2, 3. E, F sharp minor, D, A, E, and we'll do D twice as long as those. Keep going in the next one, A, sharp minor, D, and then A to E, and then we got our D riff. So let's get ready for that D riff. We got bass and then little string to second string, and we do that 4 times, but on the 4th bass note we're gonna go, or you could either go 2, 3, open on the bottom one, back to that 3, and trying to do that riff and get back. Sometimes I'll go back and do that first A with just my first finger, try to get those top 3 twos. Okay, so let's try this D riff. 3 count. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we be in the next verse. So let's go ahead back to where we were in the arrangement. We were at the piano solo. Let's take a look at that. That's got some new chords coming in. So we got, it's gonna start the same. Starts the same as a verse until right here. We're gonna go F sharp minor to G. So that gives something, that gives the piano solo something new. So this whole thing we're doing again twice. We got our F sharp minor G. Then we're going to be in the chorus chords. This is a string section. This thing was arranged really well. I really like the piano solo thing, how they threw him a new chord so he could have some new riffs to go over. It kind of set that thing apart. That's good songwriting right there. Okay, so the chorus chords are going to be A to G and D. Ends up being 3 times of that A, G, and D. Here's the 3rd one. And then this 4th one goes A to E. And then we'll do our D riff 1. Now we're to a verse. This is a guitar solo. So we'll do our same chords. So you guys know what those chords are. It's A to E then. We're going to end with the D riff 1. Sets up a new verse. That verse will end with D riff 1 again, and then another verse, and it'll end with D riff 2. Let's try D riff 2. Let's count that one off. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we're in the chorus. A to G and D. Like I said, you do 3 times of that, and then the last one, A to E. We'll do D riff 2 here. Okay, now here's the last guitar solo. It switches chords a little bit. It goes A to E, and then D. And it just keeps doing that, repeats, fades out. All right, Tuesday's gone. Lynyrd Skynyrd, great tune. All right, this is going to be Best of My Love by the Eagles. We're going to start out, we're going to have like the melody woven into these chords, but you could also have a simple way to do it as well. So we're going to have like a... Okay, so it's like we have a C chord, but we're starting with the 1 out of there. So it's like 2, it's like an E minor chord, but we're coming right in on the 2nd strum to put that 1 in there. So So the strumming ends up being down, up, down, up, up, down, up. Okay, so we're gonna do that twice, and then we're gonna go to the F. We're gonna have the 3 and the 2 up here. We're gonna do that same thing with that 1 there when we get to that F major 7 chord. So we got. Okay, so that was 2 measures of C and 2 measures of F, and then that goes twice, and that's the whole intro. Then we're going to be into where we can get some of that melody in here. We're going to go. So we're going to go open, and then 3 times on the 1. So it's 0, 1, 1, 1, and then we wait till the end of the measure. We hit a open G again. So we got. And this one's going to go 0, 1, 1, 1, open to the G, kind of quicker there. So it's. And then to the F. So that was 0, 1, 1, 1, and then we wait a second, we go 2 to 1 on that G to B. So keeping with the melody, we got a 3 and a 2 here to the 3 there. So this whole verse is. We'll go through it again. So that one has a couple extras. Check out the tab on this. This is to go along with his singing, and he phrases it slightly different, has different amounts of syllables and words and stuff, you know. So second time again, we got. Then we're gonna go. So that was 0, 1, 3, 1. You can kind of pull it. And then 1 again to the open G, and then 1 more G at the end of that one. So it's. Okay, so this new one's gonna go 0, 1, 1, little open, back to the 1 on the second, 2 on the G to the 3 over here, and then back to that F chord. So it's. And then we're gonna have a new chord, 2, 0, 3. This is E minor 7. We're gonna go. So we hit the chord once, and then our melody goes 3, 3, 1, 3, and then little open to the 1 on the second. And once we hit that 1 here, kind of carries over the new measure. We're gonna hit the open and the 2 from like a kind of like a D minor 7 right here. Have an open 2 there. So once again from the E minor 7, we got 0, 2, and then 2, 1, same chord, 2 3s, and then 0, 1. We're gonna do this G7 sus, open 1 1 to a G7. And then we're going to be back into a little pickup note of the G. Okay, so that's a 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, open on the G, and then F. 0, 1, 1, 1, and then open G, 3 to 1, and then a C chord. And then we're going to have got a little walk down. So we got the G, G7, that's a G6, and then back to the kind of the D note of the G. So 2 beats each. And then we're back into another verse. E minor 7. And it's kind of longer on these chords here. And after you go from that G7 sus, you can go to a G and go. Kind of pick all the way up and all the way back down. And then we're back in the. And then we're going to start this walk down, but then we're in that chorus. Whoa, whoa. So the whoa, whoa, whoa is a 0-2, 1 on the second, open on the first, and then a C chord. So we get the first 2 of this downward thing going. And then we got the riff. 0-2-1 open, sweet darling. And we get into the you got the best of my love and all that. So we got open on the little one, so 3. And once you go open 3, you're gonna go 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. You got the best of my. And then we hit the open and the 2 up there. You got the best of my. And then it's gonna end with. So it's open 2 to the big 3 to keep with the melody. Back to that. Sweet darling, got the best of my. Now this time it's gonna go. You got the best of my to the 2 and then hit the open. You got the best of my. So after that open D, you got 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. Back to the D. Okay, so let's look at everything so far. We got the intro. Verse. And then the second half of that we're gonna have. So the melody changes a little bit, you know. E minor 7. So that first time we're kind of quick on that, but the second time we come through to that part, it's gonna be, and then, okay, and then there's this little, kind of the end, sort of a chorus bit at the end of this. We got C quick to the F, back to the C. And when we finish that one, the second time through, we have that walk down. Okay, and then the next time we do that one, we're gonna, okay, now we're into the bridge. We're gonna have. Okay, so we hit an F minor chord. This is 3, 1, 1. We kind of hold that. Oh, and then we hit 3 1s. And then we go 3, 1 and open to get back into the 1 on the second string. And then we're gonna go to an A minor. It's really a C, but it kind of has an A to G note in there in the middle of it. So it looks like an A minor to start. 2, O, O, and then we strum the C some more. And then we're gonna have back to that C for this F minor. Now we're gonna go 3, 1, 3. So 3, 1, 3 into that 4 in the second string. 4, and then 4, 3, 1. And then we're gonna have the open 2 and 1 with a 5 down here. 3, and then the chord again. So it's 0, 2, 1, 5. 3 on the bottom. And then 0, 2, 1, 3 chord. And then all opens. 3 on the second to that G chord there. Then we have a pickup note of a 1 right here back into the verse. E minor 7. Then we got the walk down into the chorus. Sweet darling, get the best of mine. You got the best of mine. And it just keeps repeating like that and fades out. Okay, so I'll have a tab with this. Thanks a lot for watching. Best of My Love by the Eagles, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, this is a lesson on Lonesome Loser by the Little River Band. This is a request from Vince. Thanks again, Vince. So first thing we could do is just hit a C chord, hold it for 4 beats, go to an F. Now we're gonna go to an E flat, which is 5, 3, 4, 3. You could just do that little D shape and just play those bottom 3 strings if this one's too tough. So once again, we got C, 2, 3, going to F, 2, 3, 4, E flat, 3, back to F, 2, 3, 4, and just repeat that thing 4 times. But there's another like guitar part that goes with that, and it's basically just going. So it's like 16th notes on that C note. So what I kind of came up with was like hit a chord once and then go da-da-dum, 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 dum. So like 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and then 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. So I'm hitting the C chord, then I'm hitting the C note, 1st fret, 2nd string, going and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and then same thing for F, and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. Now we go to the E flat, and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. We want that same C note, so I brought in this pinky here on the 3rd string, 5th fret. Back to F. So that'd be if you wanted to try to add something fancy to kind of make 2 guitar parts like into one baritone ukulele part. So once again, it'd be. That one can be a little difficult. And I'm finding that one way that I can get my fingers on that right, and I'm using 2 fingers on that thing too. And I'm using the other finger to kind of get me on that string down there so I know that I'm picking the string next to it. So it's like. And then I have to switch. But this finger on that bottom string helps me get these fingers where they need to be. So one time, 3, 4. So that would be 4 times total, and then we're gonna have a part that goes rest and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. So that's an A sus4. So we have 2, 2, 3, and open. And we're not gonna play the first beat. We're gonna play the and 2 and 3 and 4 and all those 8th notes after it. So it'll be like 3, 4, 1. A, and then we're gonna go. Have you heard? So that's a D minor 7, O 2 1 1. We're gonna go. Have you 2 of those to a G, and then we're like in the chorus. So this later one's gonna go D minor, then take that little 1 off to an open, and then go back to G. So from that rest part, be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Have you heard about the lonesome loser? He's a. And that little part's gonna go 3 times. And then you just keep riding the G, and then you're back to the first part. And that's going to go 2 times this time. Then we're going to have that same A sus, 1 and 2 and 3. You got your. Have you heard about the lonesome loser? We're going to have 3 more times of that. And then after that 3rd time of that one, you're going to have G, 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 F, F, E minor, E minor. So that's like a 1, 2, and. So it's like a 2 beats on the G. So 1, 2. It's actually a 3, 4, and E minor. D minor 7 this time. So it's like a down and a up. And then C. Quick G back to the F's there. E minor. And then this E goes. We got a little riff there. So we went to E major, and it's like a and and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 2, 2, 2. And then a pull off, bigger 2, open 2. And then there's a little lead here. Have you heard about one more of these. G, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, F, F, E minor, D minor 7, C, quick G to Fs, E minor, and then E. Okay, something like that. And then we're gonna have so we're gonna have, this comes in after the 1, so it's like 1 and 2 and, so 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so it's 8, 8, 9 on the G string, 8, 8, 9. So we're gonna go. We're gonna actually take that one and slide the 10 to 12. We're gonna do 2 of those, so it's like 3, 4, 1. So 2 of the slides, and then a pull off 10 to 8 to the 9 on the G, back to the 8, and then 2 more 8 8s to the 9, and then we have a, so that's a 6 5 on the B, 3 to 4 on the G. You could just go to that open one, or you could go to that same note, 5th fret there. So this lead thing again, we got 1. We got a few more 8s there. Okay, that's gonna be about it for the soloing. They get into some lot higher stuff, like electric guitar stuff with bends and everything, so it'd be kind of hard to hit on here. But let's take a look back. We're gonna have that A part. Could just hit chords. And we'll have the next part. Now this time at the end of the song, it's gonna go only 1 A chord, so. And then real slow, it goes, have you, D minor 7 to C, have you heard about the Lone, and you're back in that chorus. Okay, so that just repeats. So that's about it. Lonesome Loser, Little River Band. Thanks for the request, Vince, and we'll talk to y'all soon.